Welcome back to the Crochet Karate. So, as my friends over at yarnspirations.com, I'm your host Mikey. Today we have the Star Throw. So what you can see here is that there's actually two different types of motifs that are working together. You have a full motif, which is a diamond shape, and then a half diamond shape. And when you look at this, it creates these really cool stars. But I want to take your attention to the actual diagram here, because if you're seeing stars in this, I'm not seeing stars. I'm seeing the game of Q*bert. So let's take a look at that next. So when I look at this design, it's hard to tell with my eyes, but I actually see the game Q*bert, if you remember from the 80s, of all those blocks stepping up. So my point being is that you can actually use this concept to create a different look other than what you see over here. So how they're put together is what creates the star looks, but how you actually do it is amazing. So we're going to be using half motifs in this thing, and you can see there's not very many. It's just to fill in the spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So there's only 8 that you need, and the rest of them are a full shape motif that is in the shape of a diamond. And when you're doing this, the diamond shape is only 3 rounds. These things can be whipped off really quite quickly. So let me take you to the motif, and then I wrote a diagram for you just for your ease of mind as well. Oh, one last thing before I take you there. Do you notice here when they have these big shapes here, they leave a big space here, a big hole. So if you follow the lines, it's almost like crop circles in some way. The way that the lines are working in this thing, it creates the illusion of all these fabulous lines working, and you'll see that happening on the final round when you're going to do that. So let's show you the actual motif next. So there are two different motifs. The first full one here, you're gonna need a lot of those ones, and you just gotta follow the color scheme that's in the pattern if you'd like to match that. And then you just need 8 of these ones here that just puzzle in on the edge. On the sides. So it really, the fact is that you're gonna see on the final round you have extra whole spaces there. That's what's giving that visual line, which is kind of throwing off your eyes for the whole concept, which is amazing, but that's the trick to it. So it's creating extra gapping spaces along the side in order to do that. So if you didn't want that extra look, which I'm not saying that you should take it out, I'm just saying if you wanted to get rid of some of that look, you just have to fill it in and just with double crochets and not do any chain 1 skipping. So you'll see that's also on the small one in order to keep it consistent, these extra spaces that you see. So let's take you to the diagram next, and let's baffle your mind even more. So if you want to do a screenshot, now's your time to do it for this particular diagram, and this was not provided. I just drew it for my own ease of mind. I actually did the motif without having to draw this, but I wanted to do it for your own benefit. So we're gonna start off in chain 4, and then we're gonna chain 1. So we're gonna chain 4 and then slip stitch it and then chain 1. So we're actually in the motif here, we're gonna be following it up through the side of when you're doing the slip stitching. So you're just gonna chain 1 and single crochet, half, double, and treble. So you can see you're gonna get bigger. So you want to create that oblong kind of like an egg shape. Chain 3, and then on the other side of the chain 4 here, it's treble, double, half, and then you're back in the middle, so it's single, and then half, double, treble. And then this corner here has chain 3, and then you're gonna finish it off with the treble, double, and a half. Pretty easy, right? So once you slip stitch up, you're going to start up and you're going to chain a total of 5. That will count as 1 double crochet and a chain 2 space. So see how I kind of bent that. So it's gonna be chain 3 and then plus 2, so it'll be chain 5 and then double crochet in the same one, and you're gonna double crochet in each of the remaining ones that are left. So there's only 3 left, and then in the corners you're going to apply 3 double crochet, chain 4, 3 double crochet right into that corner. Then what you're going to do is the first 3 out of the gate, the first 3 are gonna be a double crochet, and then the single crochet, which is the 4th one, will be a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. So you can see it's a mirror of what's happening on the other side, and then you're just gonna double crochet the remaining 3 that's left here. The corner will be 3 double crochet, chain 4, 3 double crochet once again, and then you're gonna finish up the side of just putting in a double crochet into the last 3. Finally, on round number 3, you're going to chain 3, which will be sitting on top of this chain 3. So don't get confused by that. And then in the chain 2 space, you're gonna double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, and then you're gonna double crochet only the next 2. And then if you look at it, see how it's in sets of 3 between these chain 1 spaces? That's the whole point of that whole visual effect. So you're just gonna do the double crochet the 2 out of there because that first one is counted. chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet the next 3, chain 1, and you're going to skip the last double crochet that's available here. In the corners it'll be 3 double crochet, chain 5, 3 double crochet, and then chain 1, skip the first one out, and then the next 3 are each a double crochet, skip 1, chain 1, just do the next 3, which includes this chain 2 space, and when you do that one there, you're gonna chain 3 and double crochet into the same one again, and then you'll just do the next 2, so you're keeping them in the balance of 3s. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet in the next 3, skip 1. Then finally in the corner is 3 double crochet, chain 5, 3 double crochet, chain 1, skip the first one out, and then just double crochet the next 3, chain 1, skip this one, and all you're just going to do is then you're just going to double crochet into the last one just like you see. So that one plus the chain 3 plus this one here was your set of 3 when you look at it from that perspective. I know that was very long-winded, but that's the way it is. Let me take you to the other diagram, which is the half, which is really a simpler version of this. It's still the same thing. Watch. So in the half motif you're still gonna chain your 4, and when you start off you're gonna just chain 1 and then put 1 single crochet, a half, a double, a treble, and then chain 3, and then a treble, a double, half, and 1 single. So once you get there you're just gonna turn your work and chain 3. It actually says to turn and then chain 3. You can turn at any point pretty much, I think. So in the first one you're gonna chain 3 and you're gonna double crochet in the same one, so that makes it 2 into the same one at the end, and then the next 3 in a row are each going to be a double crochet, and in the chain 3 space it's another corner, so it's 3 double crochet, chain 4, 3 double crochet. Finally the last next 3 that you have here are each a double crochet, and in the final stitch here there's going to be 2 double crochets. The final round here is chain 3 and 1 double crochet into the same one, and then double crochet into the next 2, which gives you your set of 3 that you're looking for. So just ignore this chain 3, skip 1, chain 1, and double crochet in the next 3, chain 1, and then just skip the last one here and then just put in your next corner. So it's 3 double crochet, chain 5, 3 double crochet, and then skip 1 right there, chain 1, and then this 3 double crochets in a row, chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet the next 3 in a row, and on the very last one just make sure you put an extra half double crochet in. So that is your diagram. So just move my hands, do a screenshot if you need that one, and this is good to go. So let's start off with the main motif first. Okay, so by this point in the tutorial I've yapped your ear off, so hopefully we're good to go. You've got to cover all the basics, right? So we're gonna create a slip knot to begin, and we're gonna do round 1. So let's just start off with a slip knot and chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I am using a 5.5 millimeter size eye crochet hook. I didn't say that until now. So just once you get your 4, just slip stitch to the beginning and pull through and through. And now just leave the straggler around the center ring, and then you can get that stuck underneath in there for you don't have to do any sewing later. So let's begin round number 1. So let's do round number 1. You're gonna chain up 1, and in the ring you're going to do 1 single crochet first, and then a half, and then a double crochet, and we got 1 more to go, so we got a treble to do as well. So we're going through the sequence of stitches really. Okay, once that treble is in there you're gonna turn the corner, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the same one you're gonna put in a treble, and then a double. So we're getting smaller again, a half, and then a single. So the single is that we're on the opposite side of this side over here. We're now gonna get bigger again, so we're gonna do a half, we're gonna go for a double, and then a treble, and to turn the last corner that we have is that we have to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and in the same space we want to apply a treble, so wrap twice, and then get smaller, so then we have a double and then a half, and we started off with a single, so that's obviously the next one that we're about to run into. So that was a half, the last one. So I want you to slip stitch it to the first single crochet here, and we're good to go. If you went up over top of that straggler, now is a great time to get rid of that so that it's out of your hair. And let's move on to round number 2. So round number 2, it's all just double crochets. It's just a matter of counting. So right where we are right now, we are going to chain a total of 5, which will be a double crochet and a chain 2 space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a double crochet and a chain 2 space if you see it bent over like that. And out of the same one you just came out of, make sure you put in another double crochet in there. Now the next ones that we have coming out of the gate here is that the next 3 in a row, which is all there's left, is going to be 1 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to run into a corner. So the corners, this one is going to be 3 double crochets. So let's start off with that. So 1, 2, and 3, and then chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 3 more double crochets in that one, that same space. So it's a really sharp bend. So the first 3 coming out of the gate here, so just 1, 2, and 3 is going to be a double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And then the next one, which is the single, is going to be a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet in the same one, and that allows that to bend in the middle. So the last 3 on that side are just going to be 1 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and then the corner, do you remember, it's going to be 3 doubles. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 doubles. So 1, 2, 3, and then finally the last stitches, you only have 3 left, are each going to be 1 double crochet. So 1, so I don't really need to count it, I'm just doing it for your benefit, but and once you get the third one in there, I want you to slip stitch it to the 3rd chain up of the chain 5. And that leaves that open space then for the middle section. Let's begin, and let's start round number 3, which is the final. So let's begin right where we are. We're sitting on top of the chain 3, so let's just chain 3, and that makes that stitch just go up, and your chain 2 space is next. So in this space you're just gonna double crochet and then chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and double crochet one more time. Okay, so your space is double crochet, chain 3, double crochet. You're just gonna double crochet the next 2 only. Remember those groups of 3 I was showing you? That's what you want to maintain. So you see that there's gonna be 3 double crochets done at this point. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet the next 3 in a row. So 1, 2, and 3. And this will take you to the last stitch that is on this side. You want to skip it, so chain 1 and just start immediately into your corner. And in your corner is going to be 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3, and then chain 5 to turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then coming back in is 3 more double crochet. So if you've been noticing on the corner, we started off in the very beginning the first time. When we did this, it was chaining of 3, then it changed to chain 4, and now it's chaining at chain 5. So this is part of what we're going to be moving on. So chain 1, so you see how it's in groups of 3, the groups of 3 has been met, so skip the next one and go right into the second one after you've chained 1 of course, and double crochet the next 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and then chain 1 because the grouping of 3 has been met, skip the next one and double crochet the next 3 in a row. So 1 and 2, and you're about to hit a space, so fill in the space with the double crochet. So there is your 3, but we have to work with that space, so that space has chain 3 now. So 1, 2, 3 to allow it to turn, and then double crochet back in, and we're gonna collect 2 more in front of this one here, and that will make another group of 3 for you. There's your 3, so chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet 3 in a row. So 1, 2, and 3, and chain one, skip the next one because you got your 3 in there, go right to a corner, so it's gonna be 3 double crochets. So 1, 2 and 3. Do you remember how many chains? It's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back in for another 3. So 1, 2, 3. Chain one because your grouping of 3's met, skip the first one and do the next 3. So 1, 2 and 3. Chain one because your grouping of 3's done, skip one, and this is the last one going in, because if you look at it here you got 1, 2 and 3. So just slip stitch it then to the beginning chain 3 that you started with, and therefore that motif is done. So when you go to cut this yarn, leave enough yarn on there that you can actually sew it to your friends when it's actually in place. So just keep it in play and just leave an extra long tail. So that would be how you do the full motif, and now we're gonna move on to do the half. So let's begin to do a half motif, and you're gonna start off with a slip knot like you did before and chain 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch it to the first one and pull through and through to make a ring. Keep this straggler around the ring so that it can get stuck underneath so you can trim it. Let's begin round number 1, or sorry, row number 1. You're gonna chain 1, and in the center of the ring I want you to single crochet, and then we're gonna get bigger, so we're gonna do a half double crochet, and then we're gonna do a bigger again, so we're gonna go for a double, and then we're gonna do a treble. So wrap that hook twice, and then we're gonna turn the corner. Once you get that done, chain 3 to turn. So 1, 2, 3, and in the same ring I want you to put in a treble to start. So wrap that hook twice, and then a double. We're gonna get smaller, and then smaller again with the half, and then finally smallest again with the single, and therefore that is the beginning. So if you've been going up over top of the straggler like you should be, just trim that out of the way now, and you're ready to go on to row number 2. In row number 2 you're just gonna turn your work, so once you finish that just turn it, and let's begin. So we're gonna chain 3, counts as a double crochet, and in the same one that it's coming out of I want you to double crochet again. So there's gonna be 2 out of the first one. Now you're going to just double crochet the next 3 in a row. So 1, and they're the only ones that are left on this before you get to a corner. That helps you to know that. And then you'll eventually have your corner. So in the corner it'll be 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 4 to turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 more double crochet in. And then the easiest way to remember is that the remaining stitches, they all get 1 double crochet except for the very last one. The very last one gets 2. So you can either count it, but I don't see the point of doing that. Just make sure that you're looking for it at the very end to make sure that you get that. So the next one is the ending. It's the 4th one away. So there's gonna be 2 double crochets into that one. Just like that. So let's turn our work and do your final one, and we want to maintain those chain spaces like we did before. So we're gonna start off and we're gonna chain 3, counts as your first double crochet, and in the same one I need you to apply a double crochet. So ignore the chain 3. So this one that we did is one group of the 3. It's one of the 3. This is 2 of the 3 just moving along, and the 3 of the 3. Chain 1, skip 1, and double crochet 3 in a row. So 1, 2, and 3, and then chain 1 and skip the last one and just go right into a corner. So the corner is 3 double crochet, and then chain 5, and 3 double crochet in. So 3 double crochet, chain 5, 3 double crochet. Now you're gonna come down the other side, so just chain 1, skip the first one out and go to the second and do 3 in a row for double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and then chain 1, skip 1, and do the last 3. So 1, 2, 3, but here's the trick. You gotta do one more, so in the very last one just do another double crochet. and then that will conclude doing the small. See, it's pretty fast, these concepts. So what we're gonna do is go back to the diagram, quickly talk about it, and then we're gonna go and show you how to assemble just sewing a section together. So if I were you and you were me, I would be thinking about your coloring when you're going to do it. So you have to match your colors obviously to what you have. And so what you want to consider is that maybe you want to attach these together with this stitch marker. So you can use a stitch marker and just attach things where they need to attach. I would just do small sections at a time, so attach with stitch markers. You can probably tie yarn together as well in order to just tie it, and then when you get sewing it you can remove stuff out. So you can see that some of these here, the diamonds laying like this, and then other times it's just following up. So if there's one down like this, the next one is like this, and therefore the next one then will appear coming up in that direction, which gives you the Q*bert kind of look. It's actually not a hard pattern to be able to follow. So this whole one in the middle is kind of like the stars working themselves out, so they're kind of like puzzling around. If this was a full one you would see that as well, and it's kind of a neat concept. So as I mentioned before, you see that there's a large gapping hole in there, so you're not, when you go to attach them, you're not gonna go right to the center points of these here. I'm not sure it'll buckle if you do that, so there's obviously a reason why they did that. So let me show you how to be able to put these together, and it's kind of a neat concept, and I'll show you just one whip stitching side. So I'm gonna show you something here, and I'm just gonna put it onto the tapestry needle. So see how I'm not actually in a corner? So it's my first one out of the gate, so all I'm just gonna do is that I'm just going to just drag the yarn through some stitches to take me to the center point of the double crochet here. So remember there was chaining a 3 into the center point, and that's where I'm gonna start. So you can see you kind of hide it. So then all I'm just gonna do is go to the center point then of the next one here coming up, and if you go into the back loops only that's here, you're going to notice that you can really hide these stitch working really beautifully. And what I would, if it were me and I were you, I would go around the same point section like that. Okay, so sticking, puzzling them together, the stitches will work out together, so you just move down sequentially all the way down across this, and this is called whip stitching. So now I'm gonna jump to the next one. So you can see that you can use one color or the other in the whip stitching concept. See, it's almost invisible when you do it. Now when you get to the gapping spaces that I'm about to get to, you still just operate in the chain work only, so don't go and open up a gapping space by getting all crazy. So maintain those gapping spaces by just sticking within the chain, because if you go around this you're gonna see that there's gonna be a bleed over, so you want to just maintain the work in the chain itself. So I like sewing stuff together. I know some of you don't like it at all. I find it's kind of therapeutic, and I realize that when I go to sew is that I'm pretty much almost done. It's kind of like the last section here. So it appears to me based on the way that they're having that open space, is that it appears to me that they are just using at least one or two of the chains on that chain work itself. You can make a decision what is working for you. So I'm working in the chain itself. Maybe it's just one. You might want to try one just to make sure. Yeah, I think it's probably just one. So once you get that done, just turn it over to the back, and if you have more to attach you can keep on going depending on how long your yarn strand is. But once you turn it over, to secure in the loose ends, just drag it through some of the stitch work. And when I go to secure it, I don't want to have any buckling at all. So I want to stay within the same color, and when I go to finish it off I want to drag it through 3 times. So once, twice, and 3 times in the same color. So don't go to the blue side, because then you'll see it. And then good to go. And therefore you would have them attached. So your next one then would go up and etc. And then this space would be open, and if you have to do anything rejigging later, you can do that. So these half motifs are kind of the same way. So if you need to do that for the halves, you can see how you can just puzzle them in if you need to, and it's kind of a neat concept, just maintaining the gapping spaces and etc. So let's cover the border. So eventually you're gonna put everything together, you're gonna have everything whip stitched, and then you're just going to apply 2 rounds. So the first round is just putting in 1 single crochet in each of the pieces going around. So just keep an eye on where it's being joined for those chain spaces, and just do 1 single crochet, just following it all the way around. You don't need to worry about decreasing. Now interestingly enough, on round number 2 you need just to trace it again with double crochet, keeping it to the right side as far as the good side facing up. And what you want to pay attention to the most is that when you get to the gaps, or to the valleys here, you're probably gonna have to at least put maybe 3, 4, or 5 stitches together. It doesn't state how many it's doing, it just states in the pattern that you should do a decrease. So essentially you're just gonna kind of just go down. So let's just kind of draw that out. So if you're coming into the valley, let me just get it in the camera view here. So if you have the valley here, as you're tracing it down, so you're gonna have a double crochet. So then you would probably want to do at least 3, it could be up to 5 as well, double crochet together in order to do that, in order to get it to match. So then when it's going up, you see that it'll match. So that's just my rough guess. I think it may have to determine on you on how you want to do that. So it's 2 rounds of the border, and you can see that they used the 1 color to do it. So it's 1 single crochet round, and the next is a double crochet round, and the only time you gotta worry about it is in these valleys. So when you think about it, these valleys, you see it right here, 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 here. So there's 5 there, and then obviously there will be 5 here, but everything else is pretty much good. And then for the corners, it doesn't state that you should add anything when you're doing the turn, but on the turn, what I would think about doing, if you were me and I were you, I would, for the double crochets, when it does the turn, I would probably put 3 into the same one, and therefore it'll probably follow around a little bit better. You just have to try it and see if that's gonna work, and then you'd probably want to do 1 here as well, just to get it to bend a little bit if you want to. So you make a decision on what is gonna work for you. I know it's not concrete information, but it's kind of a neat way to go at it, and this is a really cool afghan at the same time. So until next time, have a good one. We hope to see you again right here, right in the Crochet Crowd. Bye bye.